Mike Cooper.
And Brenda Cooper.
We are church planters with Biblical Ministries worldwide, and we work at Waitakere City Bible Church. I currently pastor the church, and Brenda is involved with the Ladies Ministries.
In school, I thought Mike was a little odd because he was more outgoing than I was. He was very friendly to everybody, and he knew everybody, and was always cutting up and acting up, and I thought...
Plus I was handsome.
Yeah, that was it. We met in June, and we got married the next January.
One thing that I love about New Zealand is the culture. You know, I think it's amazing to go into a market, and as you walk through the market, you might hear 5 or 6 different languages being spoken. Of course, with Waitakere City Bible Church, we are a very multicultural church. Americans tend to think that everything we do is the right way to do it, and I say it's not necessarily the right way, it's just a different way. We just had a real burden for missions. We felt a strong desire to reach out, we thought, to Japan one day. I think we just came to a point where we just said, you know, why wait until we're retired when we're old and we can't do anything, but maybe the Lord would use us now. We were only here a few days, and we got to meet some of the people in the churches, see the people within Auckland, and kind of get a feel for it. And we found out that Auckland is 25% Asian. It's the fastest growing people group right now. We realized that we could minister in English and minister to the Asian people groups. We have a church that is probably now about 75 to 80% Filipino. You know, we just kind of love that culture and really felt God lead us in that area.
We had the 3 sons, and we just didn't feel like we were done being parents, but we were done having children. And so we had heard about international adoption and Chinese adoption, but we realized that it was going to be a major expense. And one day he came home from work and he said, I think I have accumulated enough frequent flyer miles that we can go to China. And I said, so what's in China? And he said, our daughter. And we adopted our first daughter, and she was so much fun. So we thought, well, you know, we can do this again. And Mariel, when we got the referral, she was 6.5 months old. And we were older. And so we decided that that would probably be our last child. I don't look at my daughter and see a Chinese girl, I see my daughter. Whenever the girls will say mom or dad in the stores, you know, people tend to turn around and look because these white Americans have this Chinese child. It's been an interesting adventure here for people to get acclimated because they just don't adopt cross-culturally.
Our church, one of the things that we did last year was we sat down and we worked out a 5-year plan for the church. One of our first things we wanted to do was address evangelism, and we continue to encourage those to witness within the realm where they live, you know, and with their workplace, their neighborhood, their family. Then secondly, we had a real burden for missions. We've taken on a new missionary, we've raised support. It really shows the mission-mindedness of the people. Another thing we did with missions this year is we have begun a missions committee, and it's really in the infancy stages right now, but we want it to be part of what the church does. Not something that Mike and Brenda do or that the Americans do, but we want the church to have ownership. Also, we are wanting to train and send out a missionary from within our church body. We have a goal to purchase a building so that we have a stable place of worship. We want to plant a sister church. Before we moved here, I never really did full-time ministry. You know, there's some challenges I think that came with it. I kind of learning the ropes, but I can't think of anything else I'd rather do. We love New Zealand. I mean, to us, it's a home. We do miss our family back in the States, but we're happy to live without Walmart. I just love the ministry. I'm a people person. I love the people in our church. You know, I like the trials, the ups and downs of it. And it doesn't hurt to live in a beautiful country either.
Kind of a bonus.
Yeah.